They're going to get into his head.
Hello, Eagles fans, and welcome to the studio for your pregame show. I'm your host, Elijah Johnson, and your Lady Eagles will be going against the Midwestern States women's basketball team today. The Lady Eagles came off of 2 games last week, splitting both games 1-1, winning 1 and losing 1. The last game that they played was last Saturday against Texas A&M Commerce, and they were just not able to win that game. Unfortunately, we lost 64-91. Madison Coyer was his leading scorer in that game with 15 points. And the 2 biggest things that happened that game, that was our downfall, is that we came out to a slow start and A&M Commerce was able to capitalize off that and help out to a big lead. And we just was not able to dig ourselves out of that hole and be able to come back and win. And we also got out-rebounded during that game. So hopefully during this game, we'll be able to come back to a quicker start and be able to get bigger and just become more of a rim protector and get all those offensive and defensive rebounds. We need to be able to get those rebounds to stop the defensive possessions and maybe give us more possessions during the game, which gives us more opportunities to score. So we're just wondering how would they respond coming off a big loss 64-91. So that's not really something you really want to come into, especially when Midwestern State is coming off a win from their last game. So they'll be pretty confident coming into our building and trying to shut us out and win this game. So hopefully they'll be able to bounce back. And the Mustangs, a really good team. They play fast and they play AAU ball. They play fast breaks, layups, and just open threes. So hopefully we'll be able to find out the defensive scheme and offensive scheme to work against what they're going to have going up against us. And we'll be able to get those rebounds and be able to come up to a quicker start. And since they came off the W and we're coming off a loss, we're already on the downhill from there. So hopefully we'll be able to bounce back and go uphill from here, get this W, and just move on to the next game this Saturday. We'll be joined by Zach and Will in the gym right about now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Payne Athletic Center here in Edmond, Oklahoma. My name is Zachary Payne. Alongside me is my broadcast partner, Will Hadley. Will, the Lady Eagles get ready to take on the Lady Mustangs of Midwestern State University, and Midwestern State University is a pretty good team. They're 7-7 on the regular season, and they got 2 good shooters out there.
Yeah, Midwestern State at 7-7, better record than the Lady Eagles have right now, 5-10. But the Lady Eagles are on an upswing. They're kind of figuring out how to play together. So when the Lady Eagles can really figure that out, how they're going to play together and really establish their identity fully, then I think that they're going to be a team that can really make a push for the Lone Star Conference tournament.
Well, they played 2 games this past week. One on Thursday when they took on Texas A&M Commerce, and then one on Saturday where they took on, I can't remember who they took on, but they ended up splitting that decision 1-1 and improved their record to 5-10 overall. How does that help them going into this week?
Yeah, they had a win against Texas Tyler, and that was a good win, a win that they needed. That was a win that they should have had. And Texas Tyler is a team that just came into Division II from NAIA, but then when they had to face off against Texas A&M Commerce, wasn't the best result for the Lady Eagles. Texas A&M Commerce is, I believe, 17-0 now, 11-0 in Lone Star Conference after that game. So that's a team that's really going to make a push for a national championship along with a Lone Star Conference championship. So I think that was a game that helped the Lady Eagles improve. That's a game that they needed. So I think that's a good booster for them to be able to come out and play a team that they should beat and come out and play a team that is really challenging to beat as well.
Well, I know in both those games, Oklahoma Christian had one player that really stood out in both those games, and that was Katie Mayo. She's been kind of quiet at the start of the regular season, but she's kind of inching her way back up to her star potential.
Yeah, Katie is a player that she could have 7 points in a game or she could have 30 points in a game. But no matter what, she's going to impact the game in some way. And yeah, on that road trip this past weekend, that was in the points category. And so we never really know where Katie is going to attack the game, whether it's going to be rebounds, whether it's going to be defense, points, whether it's all three. So Katie is a player that can help, like I said, in a tremendous number of ways. So look for her to make a big impact tonight. And then also to make an impact, especially on the defensive side, is Megan Shelton. This is a team that likes to score the ball, so Megan Shelton is going to come in to play a lot, especially in perimeter defense. She's their best defender, so she's going to be a big X factor for the Lady Eagles.
Well, we're going to step away, and when we come back, it'll be the start of the opening tip. We'll be right back with more right here on the Eagle Sports Network.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother. Yes. You, your football buddy, your football buddy. You, your plumber.
Breathe right into your foot.
Your plumber's masseuse.
Yes.
You, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo!
Oh, hey, Julia! Are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
making it known that they are going to get into his head. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Eagle Sports Network. My name is Zachary Payne. Alongside me is my broadcast partner, Will Hadley. As Oklahoma Christian Lady Eagles get ready to take on the Mustangs of Midwestern State University. Will, Oklahoma Christian has a tough task as they're facing a 500 team here.
Yeah, they do. This is a Lady Eagles team that really needs to start fighting as this gauntlet of a schedule really picks up here in February. This is a team that really needs to start fighting for the Lone Star Conference tournament. And if they're going to make the tournament and they want to make that push, then they have to start tonight against Midwestern State.
Well, one person that's been stepping up a little bit more throughout the season has been number 25, Katie Mayo for Oklahoma Christian. She's played very well the last two games, being in double digits and having a double-double against Texas Tyler and walking away with the win in that game for the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, Katie Mayo is going to be huge coming into this one. Like we mentioned in the pregame, she can affect the game at really any aspect of the game. So whether it's rebounding, whether it's scoring, whether it's defense, she can affect the game in any of those ways. So it'll be interesting to see how she does that tonight. But expect a big game from Mayo regardless.
Well, the starting lineup for Midwestern State University is number 4, Micah Schneider, a senior guard out of Bourne, Texas, and then right behind her, number 14, Katiana Diaz, forward out of Amarillo, Texas, then number 15, Haven Risley, guard out of Canadian, Texas, and then number 22, Kaki Simpson, junior guard out of Amarillo, Texas, and then number 43, Elizabeth Cathcart, a forward senior out of Spring Branch, Texas. Who stands out to you on Midwestern side?
Well, Elizabeth Cathcart and Micah Schneider are the 2 best scorers for this team, so Lady Eagles are really going to have to focus in on them once they get the ball. So those are the 2 players to really watch out for Midwestern State. And like we talked about with the Lady Eagles, this game is going to be really affected by Katie Mayo and whether they're going to be able to get her going or not. But the thing about this Lady Eagles team is that anyone can really get going on any night, whether it's Mayo, whether it's Levings, whether it's Peck, and whether it's Kendall Blackburn as well.
Well, defense is going to be the big aspiration for the Lady Eagles here tonight. Who needs to step up defensively for OC?
Well, defensively is Megan Shelton. She's the best perimeter defender for the Lady Eagles, and so they're really going to have to put some focus and emphasis on Shelton playing her perimeter defense that she's known for on this team and amongst these fans.
Well, your starting lineup for your Lady Eagles is number 10, Megan Shelton, and right behind her, number 11, Caroline Lally, then the captain, number 23, Madison Coyer, then number 25, Katie Mayo, and then number 32, Tyra Peck. As we get ready to have the opening tip-off, it's going to be Caroline Lally versus number 15, Haven Risley. And with that, the tip is underway, and Caroline Lally wins the opening tip-off for Oklahoma Christian, and will be OC's basketball down at their own end. As Madison Coyer starts to drive in, dishes it off to Megan Shelton, and a lot of fumbling around of the basketball. A lob all the way over to the left wing to Madison Coyer, who starts to drive in towards the free throw line, lays it up on the right side, too strong, and it is rebounded by Schneider. So Schneider passes it up to number 14, Diaz, back up to the top of the arc to Risley. Midwestern State has it at the top, gets a little bit of a screen, starts to drive in along the left side, nice finger roll, but no good on the shot, rebounded by Katie Mayo. So now Megan Shelton gives it to Katie Mayo, back to Shelton at the top. Along the right side of the floor, brings it back up to the left. Now hands it off to Madison Coyer. Nice little spin move by Coyer, bounce pass down along the baseline on the left side as Caroline Lally lays it up. Fights through 2 defenders on the layup, no good on the shot. Rebounded by Midwestern State as number 43, Cathcart, comes up holding her ankle there.
And then turnover right there, and here come the Lady Eagles.
So now there's a quick foul called, and it's going to be number 4, Micah Schneider, with her first foul of the game.
As Cathcart holding her ankle, like you mentioned, after that play, she seems to be okay now. Maybe it just rolled it or banged it a little bit.
As Megan Shelton tries to lob it down inside the paint and is stolen away by Midwestern State. Nice lob by number 15, Risley, to Cathcart, who lays it up and in on the right side.
And not a lot of fans in the gym today, so the Lady Eagles are going to have to bring their own energy, and it can start with plays like that from Caroline Lally down to Madison Collier. Good cut there by Collier, and even better pass there by Lally.
So now Schneider brings it up on the left side of the court. Over to the left wing, trying to get it down to the left corner. Schneider with the bounce pass along the baseline. Nice feed from Diaz to Cathcart again to find the easy layup. So now Lally with the ball, has it at the top. Starts to drive in, creates a little bit of separation, starts to drive along the baseline now. Tries to pass it to Mayo, and Mayo with the easy layup. Nice find there by Caroline Lally.
Good look there by Lally. That's now 2 assists for Lally to start this game.
So knotted up at 4 with 7:23 left here in the first quarter of play. Diaz over to number 14. Now Diaz lays it up and in on the left side, and that increases the lead. So now Tyra Peck at the top of the arc. Over to Megan Shelton. Shelton starts to drive along the baseline. Nice fadeaway shot there, and we're going back and forth on exchanging buckets here. So now Simpson gives it to Schneider. Schneider passed down inside the paint to Diaz. Diaz then passes it to number 15, Risley, who then passes it back, and there's a quick steal.
And Lolly slow to get up. She's now limping.
And it looks like it's her knee.
And it's going to be that on that right leg.
She's being escorted off, so Blackburn is now going to check in for Lally. And let's hope Caroline Lally is going to be okay.
Yeah, Lolly is a player who dealt with injury last year. She had hurt her knee, and so that was really tough to have her out. And then the player who checked in for her was Kendall Blackburn, who just had the assist right there, and she had an injury last year on her knee as well.
Nice. On the other end, Midwestern State, Simpson puts up a 3 from the right corner, and that shot is no good. Rebounded by Megan Shelton, who hands it off to Madison Coyer. Coyer starts to drive in, loses control of the ball, but regains possession of it. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Bounce pass to Tyra Peck in the left wing. Now up to Katie Mayo, over to Megan Shelton. 8 seconds, they need to move. As Tyra Peck gets the ball, starts to drive in. 4 seconds, hands it off to Shelton, needs to get a shot up. She does get it off in time and gets the lucky bounce off the backboard. So OC has their largest lead of the night at 4. As now Diaz has it, passes it into the left corner. Back out to Simpson. Back to Schneider, who can shoot from behind the arc. Schneider with a pass down low. Pass back out to Diaz, and that pass is going to be thrown away, and that is going to be a turnover by Midwestern State.
And that's a stop that the Lady Eagles needed. This has been a pretty offensive game to start. Already 3 assists for the Lady Eagles, and they've all come from post players.
Kendall Blackburn sets a screen for Madison Coyer. Nice pass down after Coyer did not take it. Kendall Blackburn falls to the floor. And it looks like it was a tie-up, so they're going to say jump ball. So with that being a jump ball, Midwestern State will now have control of it down at their own end as we are halfway through the first quarter of play. As number 15, Risley, with the jumper from just in front of the free throw line, knocks that down. Back to within 2. Bounce pass from Madison Coyer, stolen away. Looked like she had Blackburn there. But that little bit of a gap tightened up quickly. That's Simpson now. Has it bounce as Madison Coyer saves it from going out of bounds. That's going to be a turnover for Midwestern State. As Tyra Peck has it at the left wing, now to Madison Coyer. Starts to drive up. Tightly covered by Diaz. Diaz with the reach. Coyer takes advantage of the reach, tries to do like a hook shot there. And her shot is rejected and is going to be recovered by Midwestern State. So now Risley drives along the baseline, passes it to Cathcart with a nice post move. And she nods it back up at 10.
That's a nice move there by Cathcart as a mass substitution will come in on this next dead ball for Midwestern State.
So Megan Schoen wants a screen, does not take it, finds the lane. Nice move there by Megan Shelton to create some space for the easy layup. She already has 6 points for Oklahoma Christian. So now Schneider over to the right wing to Simpson, and it's deflected and stolen away by Megan Shelton. Shelton lays it up on the right side. She now has 8 points.
And Shelton has come alive in this first quarter. Now, she's not known to be an offensive player, but there are games where she can have spurts, where she scores in bunches.
As Simpson for a three from the right wing, no good. Offensive rebound by Risley. The second chance opportunity, no good. Rebounded by Oklahoma Christian. So now Madison Coyer works against Schneider. Out to Katie Mayo, almost gets it deflected out of her hand. Quick pass to Blackburn, then right back to Mayo. Mayo drives in, lays it up. There's going to be a foul called on Katie Mayo for the charge. And with that, they're going to have our first media timeout, so we're going to step away, and we'll be back with more right after this.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network as Oklahoma Christian leads 14-10 over Midwestern State with 2:48 remaining here in the first quarter of play. Just before the break, Katie Mayo was called for an offensive foul, and it is now going to be Midwestern State's basketball.
And so Eagles setting back up in their 2-3 zone defense. That's a look that they've given a lot, and they're going to try to force a trap immediately off of this zone.
As number 2, Bostic puts up a three, no good on the jumper. Offensive rebound by number 10, Francis King, who almost gets the steal. As Oklahoma Christian now has the ball, as the shot by King was no good. Madison Coyer's layup along the right side, too strong. Going back the other way now. King, pass down inside the paint, and is then stolen away by Katie Mayo. Now heading back the other way, Oklahoma Christian hands it off to Tyra Peck. Peck with a nice bounce pass along the baseline to Kendall Blackburn. Gets the nice roll to go, so she's going to go to the line to try to convert an and one.
Nice take there by Kendall Blackburn. And this looks like a game that the Lady Eagles can really run away with here in the first half if they really put their foot on the pedal here and play strong defense especially.
As Midwestern State now trails by just 2. Have it along the left side. Jackson passes it down to Miller. Back out to King. King puts up a three and is fouled by Tyra Peck. So King now is going to go to the free throw line.
And they're going to call Tyra Peck on the box out. I think they're going to say that she tripped King there.
As King makes the first attempt at the free throw line, gets it back within 5. That's her first point of the night. And she makes the second one. There was some good news on Oklahoma Christian's side during the timeout, as it looked like Caroline Lally was running to get stability in her right leg that she went out on earlier.
Yeah, and that's good news that Caroline Lally is able to run that off.
As Madison Coyer starts at the top, passes it over to Kendra Levings, who drives in out to Tyra Peck, who loses control of it, and that looked like it almost was a double dribble.
They're going to say that ball was tipped, so Peck could pick up the dribble.
So now there's going to be a foul on Midwestern State. It looks like it was on number 2, Bostic. on the nice pass to Kendall Blackburn, who was wide open down low. And gets the easy bucket. So now King over to Miller. Back to Jackson. Now to Bostic. Bostic for three. No good on the shot. Offensive rebound. Midwestern State. And number 29, Mandy Whitney, is going to be going to the free throw line. So Whitney puts up the first attempt, does not get that to go. Still a 5-point game as we are under the final minute here in the first quarter of play. And her second attempt also no good, rebounded by Tyra Peck. And then a quick foul on number 10, Frances King. And that is going to put Oklahoma Christian in the bonus for the quarter, so Tyra Peck's going to go to the free throw line. As Tyra Peck's first attempt at the line is good. She increases it up to 6 points. And if she makes this next one, it's now going to be a 3-possession game. So Midwestern State's Jackson over to King. King starts to drive in, now over to Bostic. Bostic along the left corner, back out. Almost intercepted by Madison Coyer. Will remain Midwestern State's basketball as it went out of bounds. So 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Inbound to number 1, Jackson. Jackson at the top, puts up a long three. No good on the shot. Offensive rebound by Bostic. Now to King. King with a pull-up jumper, no good. Another offensive rebound, and then a third chance opportunity. Losing control of the ball is Midwestern State as Tyra Peck for three. No good. Deflected out of Midwestern State's hand, but it was going to be last touched by Oklahoma Christian as it goes out of bounds.
So the Eagles with a 7-point lead. This is good for the Lady Eagles to come out here and really set a lead in early. And like we talked about before, this is a game where they can really run away in the first half.
Needs to get the shot up, does not, just hauls it up. Tightly covered, and at the end of the first quarter, Oklahoma Christian leads 20-17. We'll be back with the start of the second right after this.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest. Oklahoma Christian leads the second quarter, heading into the second quarter, 20-13 over Midwestern State University, and Oklahoma Christian will start the second quarter of play with the basketball.
They will, and Katie Mayo will inbound from half court.
A little bit of a discussion here by the refs as we get ready to resume action. So we're trying to figure out what the delay is. And I think it's having to do with all the tight coverage playing on both sides. So one ref goes to the timekeeper. And we're still trying to figure it out. And it looks like they're trying to figure out who's actually going to start the second quarter with the basketball. But all we know right now, Oklahoma Christian has a 7-point lead as we get ready to start the second quarter, and it will be Oklahoma Christian basketball. So now Katie Mayo will be the one to inbound the ball for the Lady Eagles. It's Madison Coyer now. Gives it to Kendra Levings. Now to Katie Mayo, over to Kendall Blackburn. Blackburn then picks up her dribble up to Levings. Now Coyer tries to have it, starts to drive in, over to Katie Mayo, lobs it all the way to Levings. Quick passes here by Oklahoma Christian. Kendall Blackburn is then called for a travel.
Yeah, and Blackburn got fouled, but traveled right before the foul. Just some unfortunate timing there for the Lady Eagles.
So now, Micah Schneider back into the ball game, has it at the top, gives it to Cathcart, bounce pass from Cathcart to Risley, whose shot is no good, rebounded by Megan Shelton. Up to Madison Coyer. Coyer starts to drive on the right side. Nice teardrop layup there. No C's up by 9. And then there's a travel down at the other end as number 14, Diaz, tried to force a foul there and then went straight back down, and they did not call a foul, so it's going to be a turnover. And OC now has a chance to go up by double digits on this possession. So now Madison Coyer bounce pass to Katie Mayo, back out. Shelton starts to drive in, tries to pass it out, and it looks like she was fouled as she went to go pass it to Madison Coyer. And it's going to be on number 14, Diaz. That's going to be her first. On the inbound, a quick shot by Kendra Levings, no good. Rebounded by Midwestern State. Down at the other end, Schneider just hauls it down, almost tipped by Megan Shelton, but his last touch by Midwestern State as it goes off out of bounds.
And that is a fortunate break for the Lady Eagles, as that ball was touched by the Lady Eagles, but just barely tipped at the end by Midwestern State.
As Kendall Blackburn goes down with her knee, and she is hurting, and it's that knee that she hurt last year.
And Blackburn felt that as soon as the play happened. She is going to walk off by herself.
As Carolyn Lally will check back into the ball game now after suffering her right leg knee injury earlier in the first quarter of play. As it is a 7-point game, 8 minutes left here in the first half. Levings tries to pass it down low and is deflected and stolen away by Midwestern State on the fast break the other way. Number 22, Simpson, starts to drive in and brings it back out. Now Simpson with a 3-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Lally. It's now Madison Coyer going coast to coast, tries to bounce pass it down to Katie Mann. It looks like they're going to say kickball on Cathcart. So Oklahoma Christian with a little bit of a break there. So now Tyra Peck checks in for Madison Coyer. And Miller is going to check in for Midwestern State. Quick inbound from Peck to Shelton. Shelton tries to pass it back out and is stolen away. His number 4, Schneider, drives in on the right side and is fouled on the layup attempt. And she will go to the free throw line.
And that foul is on Levings. This is an ill-advised foul there on Levings, as she could have just had her hand straight up there. But now Micah Schneider is going to get 2 free throws.
As Schneider misses the first free throw attempt. She will now have one more at the free throw line and try to make it back within a 6-point game. As Schneider drains that one. So OC with the ball now. Megan Shellen to Katie Mayo, now to Levings. Levings starts to drive over. Now OC has it on the right side, down inside the paint. And there's just a push by number 22, Simpson, after Katie Mayo got the ball and had a free lane to the basket.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that that was not a flagrant foul there on Simpson. Just a push right there.
As Katie Mayo drains the first attempt. And Mayo makes that one as well. She now has 4 points for Oklahoma Christian. So now Simpson on the left side. Pass down to the left corner. Back up to Simpson. Now to Schneider. Back to Simpson. Simpson for three. On the left wing, no good. Rebounded by Megan Shelton, who loses control of it, but is recovered by Levings, who then hands it right back off to Megan Shelton. Over to Levings, wide open for three from the left corner. And that's the first three-point attempt taken by OC, and it is good.
Lady Eagles now up to 11-point lead. And I'm sure this is exactly how Coach Finley wanted to see her Lady Eagles come out.
As Simpson up to Schneider. Schneider now. Pass back out to Simpson. Back and forth down to Cathcart, who puts up a jumper, highly contested at the free throw line. Back to a 9-point lead for Oklahoma Christian. As Leving starts to drive in. Nice pass there from Caroline Lally to Katie Mayo. It was a little risky, but ended up sending Katie Mayo to the free throw line.
So Mayo at the free throw line. Mayo has only 3 points so far on the night. And make that 4 as the first free throw is good.
There's Katie Mayo now. Has the second attempt, makes it, but it looks like Oklahoma Christian jumped before the shot was released. So the bucket does not count. Midwestern State now down by just 10, 6 minutes left. King drives in with the pull-up. No good on the shot, rebounded by Caroline Lally, and then there's going to be a foul called on, it looks like, number 0, Miller.
And Midwestern State wanted to travel there by Lally, and there was a travel by Lally, but the foul came first. So they have to call the action that comes first.
So now Megan Shellen along the right side, over to Levings. Another whistle called, and it looks like it's going to be on Midwestern State. And it looks like it is going to be on Miller, her third foul of the game already. And with that, it puts Oklahoma Christian in the bonus yet again with still 5:51 left here in the second quarter of play. And Lally makes the first free throw attempt. As Lally makes both, OC now up by 12. So then Midwestern State gives it to Risley, now over to the right corner for a three-point attempt, makes the bucket and fouled by Katie Mayo. So now Schneider with a chance for a 4-point play here, which will put Midwestern State right back in this game. Schneider's already been to the free throw line once today, missed both, but she knocks that one down. And is now an 8-point game. As Megan Shellen controls the ball for OC. Hands it off to Tyra Peck. Pass down low to Lally. Lally, nice layup on the right side. And gets it to fall. Schneider now on the right side to number 12, Johnson. Ball's deflected and stolen away by Megan Shelton again. Gives it to Tyra Peck. Tyra Peck with the post move, tries to pass it down low. Almost goes out of bounds as Blackburn somehow manages to save it and give it to Megan Shelton. And Shelton's gonna slow it down for OC. Shelton takes the screen from Lally. Lally finds a lane, lays it up, too strong, but there is a foul. A late whistle there. And is gonna send Caroline Lally to the free throw line, but first we're gonna have a media timeout, so we're gonna step away.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to the Payne Athletics Center. Here's Oklahoma Christian leads by 10 with 4:54 left here in the first half. And Caroline Lally is going to the free throw line to try to improve that lead for OC. Caroline Lawley's been pretty good here for Oklahoma Christian. She now has 5 points so far. Has a chance to make it 6 here with this next free throw attempt. And that shot is good as Midwestern State now tries to generate something here offensively. As Johnson gives it to Schneider. Schneider for another three. Tyra Peck, who was called on a three-point attempt foul earlier, almost did the exact same thing there. But an offensive rebound by Midwestern State and a foul called is going to send number 15, Risley, to the free throw line to shoot 2. And that first shot is good. And Midwestern State back within 11. And Risley's second attempt, no good, rebounded by Lally. Madison Coyer over to Levings. Then passed up to Caroline Lally, who passes it down to Blackburn. A little too high on the pass from Lally, and is tipped and stolen away by Midwestern State. So now King. To Schneider, down inside the left corner, back up to number 12, Johnson. Johnson then passes it down to Cathcart, and there's going to be a tie-up and a foul called, and it's going to be on Kendra Levings. That is going to be Levings' second foul of the game. So Cathcart at the free throw line, makes the first attempt. She now has 9 points, looking for her 10th point on this free throw attempt, and she will get that. So now Madison Coyer has it at the top, 3:59 left. Back up to Coyer. Is now Kendra Levings along the baseline, lays it up. No good on the shot. And no good on the shot. Midwestern State will have the ball now. This Cathcart lays it up on the right side. No good on the shot. Rebounded by Oklahoma Christian. Now up to Madison Coyer. As Coyer now has it, gives it to Madison Coyer again. Coyer then over to Levings. Back up to Coyer. Bounce pass down along the free throw line to Lally. Over to Levings. Levings for three. 2 for 2 from behind the arc is Levings.
Great shot there by Kendra Levings. Kendra Levings is the kind of player that can get hot from three in only a couple of shots, especially from the corners.
As there is then a quick little deflection by Oklahoma Christian down at the other end. It's going to send Midwestern State to inbound it. It's now Schneider. Has it at the top of the arc. Over to number 15, Risley. As Risley gives it up to Schneider. Schneider for a counter three at the top of the arc. Back within 9. Is now Madison Coyer has it at the top of the arc. Over to Levings. Levings now back to Coyer. Back to Shelton. Shelton for 3. No good on the jumper. Rebounded by number 4, Schneider. And then
So now there will be
on Oklahoma Christian's Caroline Lally.
So now there will be free throws from Midwestern State. 2:34 left. Eagles lead by 9.
Schneider looking for her 10th point on this free throw attempt. Makes that one. Still has one more attempt and it's just an 8-point game. So Schneider makes that attempt and is now within 7 points. So Oklahoma Christian will try to increase their lead. So now Madison Coyer on the left side, nice spin move. Has it at the left wing, all the way over to Tyra Peck and is stolen away. Several turnovers here late in this second quarter of play has brought Midwestern State back into it. So now Tyra Peck over to Shelton. Shelton, nice feed down low to Blackburn. Blackburn's layup is blocked. On the fast break, Midwestern State. Quick layup, no good on the shot. And it's going to be last touch by Midwestern State. And there was a quick foul call down at the other end, so Oklahoma Christian will now shoot 2 free throws at the free throw line with 1:58 left in the first half.
And so really the Lady Eagles, like we talked about, this is a game where they can really run away with it. But really it seems like their own mistakes are what's keeping Midwestern State in this game.
There's been a lot of turnovers here late into the second quarter by Oklahoma Christian. As you say, a lot of mistakes by OC, and that's been the main problem. As Levings makes the first attempt, makes the second attempt, excuse me, missed the first, and then a 3-point attempt by Schneider the other way in the right corner, gets it back to a 1-possession game. So now Coyer over to Shelton. 1:36 left here in the first half. Bounce pass down low to Blackburn. Blackburn with the nice post move there. Gets it back up to a 2-possession game. So now Schneider with another 3-pointer. No good on the shot. Rebounded by Tyra Peck. And then there's going to be a quick foul on Midwestern State for a blocking foul. And it's going to be on number 10, Francis King.
A lot of fouls that have come here in the end of this second quarter, and it's just a 5-point lead for the Eagles.
So now Madison Coyer is going to shoot from the free throw line. First shot is up, and that shot is good. Back up to a 6-point lead for Oklahoma Christian with one more attempt at the free throw line, and Madison Coyer gets the friendly bounce there. 1:10 left now. Schneider. Over to Johnson, back to Schneider. Cathcart has it, pulls up from about the free throw line. Too strong on the shot, rebounded by Megan Shelton. Shelton brings it up along the left side, brings it back towards the middle of the floor. As Madison Coyer controlling it as we are in the final minute of play here in the first half. Over to Megan Shelton. Now to Madison Coyer. Back to Shelton at the right wing, deflected and stolen away by number 15, Risley. Now on the fast break, Midwestern Schneider passes it out. Now number 3, Wingfield has it. Gives it to Cathcart, and Cathcart with the nice post move gets it back to within 5. Shot clock has been turned off. It's Madison Coyer. 10 seconds left. Shelton with the wide open 3. No good on the shot. Deflected by Tyra Peck and out of bounds will be Midwestern State ball with 3.5 seconds left here. Now Schneider has it. Quick up to Cathcart. Cathcart hauls it up from about half court. No good on the shot. So at the end of the first half, Oklahoma Christian leads 42-37 over Midwestern State. So we will be right back with Elijah Johnson in the studio right after this.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Welcome to the halftime show, OC fans. I'm your host, Elijah Johnson, and your Lady Eagles are currently beating the Midwestern State Mustangs 42-37, excuse me. In the beginning of the first half, our Lady Eagles is able to go out to a quick start. No thanks in short to Megan Shelton, who scored a quick 8 straight points while Midwestern State was struggling to get their offense going. Now, our defense has been great. We're running the 2-3 or switching up with 3-2 zone, and we have been able to keep them out of the paint. And other words, we've been keeping them making bad shots, not even making, just like shooting bad shots. Now, we're still struggling on rebounding. We still need to work on the defensive rebounding, and that battle is going 17-16 us, but it's still going to be a struggle because if they continue getting offensive rebounds and extra possessions that they've been getting and be able to capitalize on that, they will be able to close the lead and maybe, just maybe, overtake us. But other than that, our zone has been keeping Midwestern's offense in a standstill, so they've been having to run half-court offense instead of the full court, run and gun thing that they've been doing. Instead, we have been able to do the run and gun thing with our point guards and our shooting guards be able to go up and down the court quickly. So the ball and player movement, whenever we are stopped from the run and gun, has been awesome. We have been able to swing the ball, move the defense around, get wide open threes, or be able to put it inside and be able to get a quick layup or two. Also, Midwestern State is in foul trouble as they are sending OC players to the line over and over and over again. So we're able to get free points off of that from the free throw line. We are currently shooting 58% from the field, while Midwestern is only held to 37%, so that's absolutely great. And we are also shooting 40% from three, while Midwestern is only shooting 25%. So as you can see, we can almost double our field goal and three-point percentage from our team from Midwestern. So that just shows you how much better we are outplaying Midwestern State this game. Now at the end of the second quarter, Midwestern was able to cut the lead from 12-5, just off of the few mishaps we've been able to do. But as long as we patch up those few possessions and be able to continue to work and just grind it out throughout the game, then we will be able to pull this out. That was your halftime show. That was my thoughts on the game so far. Again, the score is 42-37 OC, and I will see you after this.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Yeah, Sam, Elmo.
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's going to play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's put a ride home.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up, the way I grew up, and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network as Oklahoma Christian Lady Eagles lead 42-37 to Midwestern State University. And we get ready to start the second half of play. First half was very good for the Lady Eagles. They started off very well.
Yeah, they did. They started off incredibly well. As you mentioned, leading scorer right now is Megan Shelton with 8 total points, and there's 9 assists for this Lady Eagles team as well. So they're passing the ball around. Nobody is scoring overtly more than anyone else. They're just playing really well together. Everyone who's been in for the Lady Eagles has scored. So, yeah, they're playing really well, but they started to bail out the Mustangs at the end of that first half, as just a lot of ill-advised passes and just some bad fouls that they put up there really cost them a big lead that they could have had going into the second half.
Yeah, with that, all those turnovers that they had 9 turnovers. 3/4 of those turnovers were in the last 3 minutes of the second quarter. And Midwestern State took the opportunity there and got 7 points off of the turnovers. Just that helped bring them back within 5 here as we get ready to start the second half of play. What does Oklahoma Christian need to do, Will, moving forward into the second half?
Well, really, they need to focus on being smarter, especially offensively. Like we mentioned before, there was just a lot of ill-advised turnovers that went into that Mustangs comeback in the end of the first half. So they need to be smarter with the ball, and they need to attack a lot more on offense and really emphasize the offensive side of the ball a lot more than they were in the first half.
Well, the star player for Oklahoma Christian in the first half was Megan Shelton, who was 4 for 4 from the field, all of them being on the glass, and she leads the team with 8 points. How has she affected the game so far?
She's done a tremendous job. She has forced turnovers. She's played really well on defense, and she's turned all those defensive plays into points. So, like they talk about, defense is the best offense. She's done a really good job of turning her defense into her offense.
And another person that's been fairly effective for Oklahoma Christian has been number 25, Katie May, who's 1 for 1 from the field, been perfect from the free throw line, which has been a big factor for Oklahoma Christian. They've made it to the free throw line. I've been at the line 8 times and have made 7 out of those 8 attempts at the free throw line compared to Midwestern State's 5 of 8.
Yeah, and the Lady Eagles, they're just going to have to come out and bring a lot of energy. There's not a lot of fans in the gym, today, so they're going to have to bring their own energy since the fans aren't bringing the energy to them.
As Oklahoma Christian leads by 5 as you're getting ready for the buzzer to sound to get ready to start the second half of play. Kendra Levings has been very well from behind the arc, who's 2 for 2, and that's both of her baskets. And we know how effective she can be from behind the arc.
Oh, definitely. As Kendra Levings, especially in the corners, is where she shoots best from. So if they can get her open in those corners like they were in the first half, then expect her to hit a lot more threes.
Looking at the other side, though, Midwestern State has had their 2 biggest players that we talked about at the start of the game, or before the game even started, taking control as Elizabeth Cathcart has 12 points so far, and Micah Schneider has 13.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. Only 5 players for the Mustangs have scored, and that's Cathcart with 12, Schneider with 13, and then we have Risley who has 5, and Francis King with 5 as well. Diaz only putting in 2. So it's very interesting to see how balanced the scoring is for the Lady Eagles, but for the Mustangs, like we mentioned, only 5 players have scored.
So Oklahoma Christian got the rebound after Midwestern State started the ball on the fast break. The shot from Oklahoma Christian down at their own end was no good. And the last touch by Caroline Lally as it goes out of bounds. So Midwestern State will now have control of it as Schneider passes it to number 14, Diaz, who then gives it to Simpson. Back to Schneider. Schneider down low to Cathcart along the baseline. 3 seconds. Floats it up. No good on the shot. Recovered by Madison Coyer. Madison Coyer finds Megan Shelton for a wide open 3. No good on the shot. Rebounded by Schneider. And we're going back the other way now. So now Schneider gives it to Simpson. Simpson.
So here comes Madison Collier looking to get things going for the Lady Eagles. So up to Shelton on the right wing, gives it up to Lally. Lally, good look down to Mayo, but she's not going to take it as we're going to have some good ball moving here from the Lady Eagles, leading to the three-pointer from Megan Shelton. As my broadcast partner Zach Payne had to step away for just a second, the Lady Eagles lead 45-40. So here's Schneider getting things going for the Mustangs. Up to Simpson, back to Schneider. Here we have inside to Cathcart, and now Risley down low. And the three-pointer there is no good. Excuse me, that was just a short corner shot from Simpson, and we're going to have a foul on the Mustangs, and it's Eagle basketball. So Collier now bringing the ball up for the Lady Eagles. The Mustangs coming out in a zone defense. So looking to really force the Eagles to get down low, but it doesn't matter as Madison Collier hits the three-pointer from the top of the key. And it is now an 8-point lead for the Lady Eagles. So here's Cathcart driving and fouled by Tyra Peck. And that is going to be a shooting foul. So Cathcart will go to the line and shoot 2. She has had 12 points so far tonight. Make that 13. She's tied as the leading scorer for the Mustangs now. So Cathcart's second free throw is up, and that is good. And so with just over 7 minutes remaining, it's a 6-point game for the Lady Eagles. So Lady Eagles setting up in that zone offense, trying to attack the gaps of this Lady Mustang zone.
So with that being said now, it is going to be Oklahoma Christian basketball. And Oklahoma Christian on the inbound. It is deflected and stolen away by Midwestern State, and they go coast to coast with the easy layup. And it is now a 4-point game with 6:50 left. So now Megan Shelton has it, forced to pick up her dribble. Needs to pass it, does give it to Megan Shelton. So now Megan Shelton gives it to Tyra Peck. Tyra Peck with the 3 from the left corner, and that shot is good. So now Midwestern State has it on the right side. Bounce pass down low, inside the corner, starts to drive inside the paint. Back out to Simpson. Now to Schneider. Schneider now at the left wing. Up to Simpson. Back to Schneider. Schneider from 3, no good. Was rebounded by Tyra Peck, but loses control of it. And it was taken away by Risley, excuse me. So now OC up by 5. There's now Megan Shelton. Gives it to Caroline Lally. Lally with the shot, no good on the attempt. But second chance opportunity for Oklahoma Christian, and that shot is good.
So Midwestern State now 7-point deficit, just under 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And now Schneider to Cathcart with an easy jumper. He was back within 5. So now Katie Mayo, has it down low, puts up a shot, and it was rejected by Cathcart. And then down at the other end, a pass deflected and stolen away by Caroline Lally. Now Megan Shelton gives it to Madison Collier for a 3 from the left wing. That shot is good.
And the Lady Eagles are just unloading from beyond the arc, and that's going to turn into a transition bucket by Cathcart. The Lady Eagles have been dominating from the perimeter.
And one person that's not much of a three-point shooter is Madison Collier, and she's made her last 2 attempts from behind the arc. Is then Megan Shelton for a 3 from the right wing. And then a quick timeout called by the head coach of Midwestern State. So we're going to step away as it looks like it's going to be a media timeout. So we'll be right back.
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
The
kids.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network as Oklahoma Christian leads by 9 with 4:22 left here in the third quarter of play. 3 straight threes for Oklahoma Christian offensively. As Oklahoma Christian's been very well from behind the arc.
Yeah, they have. This is really not something that's been super characteristic of the Lady Eagles, is they're shooting from beyond the arc. So what they're doing tonight is pretty stellar for this Lady Eagles team. They've made, I believe, 4 3-pointers in a row. But that will lead us to a media timeout, so we're going to step away again. We'll be right back in a minute.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Dora knows better than anyone. The best place to explore is the forest.
She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this.
Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian leads by 9 with 4:07 left here in the third quarter of play. It will be Midwestern's or Oklahoma Christian basketball. OC doing very well, but it looks like we have a little bit of a stoppage here. And now we resume action as Madison Coyer gets the inbound from Katie Mayo. So Madison Coyer passes it along the right side. Back up to the top of the arc to Katie Mayo, back down to Blackburn. Blackburn with a nice layup off the glass. OC back up by double digits. And now Simpson. Pass out to Schneider, pass down low to Miller. Miller starts to drive over, passes it back out to Simpson. Simpson's three, no good from behind the arc. It is recovered by Katie Mayo. Now up to Megan Shelton to Tyra Peck, who can shoot threes. Nice feed from Peck to Blackburn. Blackburn then passes it to Mayo. Mayo shot no good on the glass. So now Midwestern State will have the ball again as Simpson back to Schneider. Over to number 14, Diaz. Diaz puts up a three, no good, gets her own rebound, and then there's a foul called, and it looks like it's going to be on Megan Shelton. So now Simpson will check out for Francis King. Midwestern State will inbound it down at their own end. King on the inbound basically gives it straight to Megan Shelton, and Megan Shelton and Cathcart fall to the floor. And they're going to say another foul on Megan Shelton. So Midwestern State will have the ball yet again down at their own end. King with the inbound, lobs it up to Schneider. King then gets it, drives in, pulls up from about the free throw line, drains the shot. Back within 9 is Midwestern State. Over to Kendra Levings now at the other end. As Lally tries to pass it to Levings. Levings was not ready for it, but it was saved by Madison Coyer. So now Levings with a bounce pass to to Blackburn, who then gives it to Lally. Her shot no good. Rebounded by Levings. Levings then gives it to Tyra Peck. Tyra Peck needs to get a shot up, and they do. And it is not going to hit the backboard, or the rim, excuse me. So that's going to be a shot clock violation by Oklahoma Christian. So now Midwestern State with the ball along the left side of the floor. Bringing it back up to the middle. Over to the right wing. The shot from behind the arc by Schneider, no good. Rebounded by Lally. Now over to Coyer. Coyer starts to drive in. Brings it right back out. Coyer works against Cathcart. Lays it up, loses control of the ball. Back out to Levings. Levings for a long three. Highly contested. What a shot.
That was a great shot there by Kendra Levings, and she's so good at shooting off of that step back.
Now OC back up by 12. Over to Schneider in the right wing. To Cathcart. Cathcart with the floater. No good on the shot. Offensive rebound by Schneider. The shot from Schneider, no good. And she falls to the floor. It looks like she was pushed by Kendra Levings, and Levings got away with a little bit of a foul there.
And so a minute 18 left. Eagles lead by 12. Hoping to extend this lead a little bit before they go into the fourth quarter.
So King gives it to Cathcart, who tries to put up a shot but just loses control of the ball. And it goes out of bounds, and it will be. It looks like it's going to remain Midwestern State's ball, as they were going to say was deflected by Levings. So now King with the inbound, almost stolen away by Tyra Peck, but that is going to be a shot clock violation. So it will be OC basketball with a minute 13 left here in the third quarter. Kendall Blackburn now to Lally at the top of the arc. Picks up her dribble, hands it off to Levings, and sets a screen for her. Levings drives in, passes it back out to Blackburn. Blackburn with the shot. Looked like it was a three, but her foot was on the line. 14-point game for Oklahoma Christian as we get ready to go into the fourth quarter of play. Schneider now starts to drive in, finds a way along the baseline. Her shot no good. Highly contested by Blackburn, who then gets the rebound. Madison Coyer then passes it to Levings. Levings saves it from going out of bounds. Now over to Kendall Blackburn. Pass down low along the left side of the baseline is Lally. The shot no good. So now Schneider gets the ball. There's a layup by Miller is good along the right side of the glass. Back within 12 is Midwestern State. Shot clock has been turned off. So we're within the final 10 seconds now of the third quarter. Levings pass down to Blackburn. Blackburn pass back out. Now to Lally. Lally to beat the buzzer. No good as it goes off the back part of the rim. And at the end of the third quarter, Oklahoma Christian leads 66-54. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back to the Eagle Sports Network. Oklahoma Christian leads by 12 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter of play. Will, what have you liked so far from the Lady Eagles?
Well, I think it's fairly obvious, the three-point shooting. They're shooting very well from beyond the arc, 8 of 13. Those are just awesome numbers for the Lady Eagles. Kendra Levings, 3 of 4. She's shooting the best from 3 so far. In terms of total points leader is Megan Shelton. She has 16, along with 6 rebounds.
We get ready to resume action. It will be Oklahoma Christian ball to start the fourth quarter. Madison Coyer spin move, bounce pass to Blackburn. Peck with a nice feed, a little too far in front to Madison Coyer, and then another 3 from Kendra Levings. Man, is she on fire from behind the arc.
Levings is 4 of 5 from beyond the arc.
So then there's an up-down, or they're going to say jump ball instead, and it's going to be possession arrow Oklahoma Christian. So OC. And they forgot to change the possession arrow. So it is going to be Midwestern State basketball.
Is the Lady Eagles lead by 15. The score of 54-69.
As number 10, Frances King, will get ready to inbound the basketball for Midwestern State. She will give it to number 1, Eternity Jackson, who then gives it to number 12, Johnson. Back to Jackson. Back to Johnson. Johnson starts to drive in, hands it off to King. King with a nice fastball type throw down low. And a quick layup for Midwestern State. Gets them back within 13. A wide open pass to Tyra Peck, and Tyra Peck for 3.
So now a 16-point lead for the Lady Eagles, and if they keep shooting the way they are, they're going to run this one out pretty soon.
So Oklahoma Christian has 4 players out on the floor in double digit in points. There was a foul called though on number 23, excuse me, Madison Coyer. That's going to be her first foul of the game. So Midwestern State will inbound it down at their own end. Frances King gets ready to inbound it. Gives it to Jackson. Jackson starts to drive in. Back out to Johnson. Johnson gets a screen. Takes the screen, but hands it back off to Jackson. Back over to King now. Now to Johnson, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Over to Jackson for a three-pointer of her own. And that shot is good. So now Midwestern State gonna play some tight defense now. Madison Coyer brings it back out, now to Tyra Peck, over to Levings. Levings starts to drive over, back to Coyer, 10 seconds now left on the shot clock. Over to Kendall Blackburn, back to Coyer. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Coyer, nice hesitation, gets her shot up, but was still blocked. And Midwestern State now with the opportunity. As King drives in, tries to hand it off instead of laying it up, and it is picked and stolen off by Katie Mayo. And then Katie Mayo on the fast break. Nice find there to Kendall Blackburn, and Blackburn with the easy layup on the left side of the glass. So now Jackson. Gives it to Johnson. Johnson loses control of the ball. So now OC with the ball, 7:10 left here in the fourth quarter, up by 15. Nice find from Tyra Peck to Katie Mayo. Their shot no good, but Mayo gets her second chance opportunity, but then travels. And there's going to be a turnover for Oklahoma Christian. Now Midwestern State. Gives it to Jackson. Back over to King. Pass down inside the paint. Kicked back out. And the shot from behind the arc, no good as it bounces off the rim and out of bounds. OC will take possession of the ball. So now Tyra Peck starts to drive in, crosses the half-court line, gives it to Madison Coyer. Back over to Kendra Levings. And there was a foul down at the other end on number 15, Haven Risley. So now Oklahoma Christian will have the ball down at their own end. Kendra Levings checks out for Megan Shelton. And Oklahoma Christian with the turnover down at their own end. So 6:28 left here in the ball game. OC still up by 15. Midwestern State with the ball. Schneider with a three-pointer, no good. Offensive or defensive rebound for OC, then a tie-up. It's going to be jump ball, which makes it Oklahoma Christian's ball.
So the Mustangs putting on a full court press. Down 74-59, 6 minutes left. Not necessarily out of this one, down by 15. As Cathcart goes down, as she stopped abruptly and felt that in her knee, but she gets right back up and keeps playing.
Madison Coyer bounce pass to Katie Mayo, over to Tyra Peck. Tyra Peck for a three from the left wing. And another three-pointer made by Oklahoma Christian. So then down at the other end, a floater by number 15, Risley, who now has 13 points, and then a quick turnover by Oklahoma Christian. Back as Midwestern State's Miller puts up a three, and that's a quick 5-point swing there. And we have a media timeout, so we're going to step away, and we'll be back with the rest of the game right after this.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Welcome back as Oklahoma Christian leads 77-63 over Midwestern State. Excuse me, 77-64 over Midwestern State. OC will have the ball down at their own end. Katie Mayo with quick inbound to Madison Coyer, and Coyer drives straight up the floor, forcing her way inside, gives it to Katie Mayo. Katie Mayo is then fouled.
So 5:17 remaining. Lady Eagles have a pretty significant lead, but not enough to give them really any security with 5 minutes left.
So Katie Mayo is going to be at the free throw line to shoot two, as Mayo makes the first attempt at the free throw line. And Mayo's second attempt is also good. She now has 7 points for Oklahoma Christian. Schneider gives it to King. Pass down inside the paint. Back out to Schneider. Schneider's three-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Katie Mel. Her pass to Madison Coyer was deflected, but Coyer does get possession of it. Now to Megan Shelton. They need to get across the half-court line and do. Megan Shelton starts to drive in, and it gets called for a travel. So another turnover on Oklahoma Christian.
And that is the 6th turnover for Shelton, who's also added 16 points and 6 rebounds.
So now Cathcart passes to King just inside the three-point line. Back out to Cathcart, drives along the left side baseline. Back out to King. King with a three-point attempt, no good. Rebounded by Katie Mayo, up to Megan Shelton. Shelton gets double teamed, gives it to Tyra Peck, who then passes across the half-court line to Madison Coyer. Coyer with a nice spin move, getting separation, gives it to Blackburn, and Blackburn, highly contested, makes the layup. She now has 14. So now Schneider has the ball down by 15, or 17, excuse me. And Schneider puts up a three from behind the arc, no good, rebounded by Tyra Peck. Her pass up the floor was deflected and recovered by Midwestern State, and an easy layup by Cathcart. So now Madison Coyer crosses the half-court line, draws a foul. And it's going to be on Haven Risley for Midwestern State. Her third. So now Oklahoma Christian will inbound the ball down in front of their own bench. Madison Coyer is going to be the one to inbound it. Gives it to Tyra Peck. Tyra Peck just controls the ball, hands it back off to Madison Coyer. OC is going to just hold on to the ball, it looks like. And a nice pass from Coyer to Megan Shelton. Shelton shot too strong. Rebounded by King. And then down at the other end, Tyra Peck, nice job getting her hand in there to knock the ball away. So now King with the inbound for Midwestern State, up to Schneider. Back down to Cathcart. Cathcart, nice feed to Miller. Miller with a nice move to lay it up with her left hand. So now, it is 13-point game. As Megan Shelton will have to re-inbound the ball down at their own end. Bounce pass to Tyra Peck. Tyra Peck now controls it. Holds on the ball to waste some clock. Up to Blackburn. Blackburn then hands it off to Madison Coyer. Back down inside to Blackburn. Blackburn lays it on the right side of the glass, and that shot should not have gone in, but it somehow does. And then Midwestern State is just going to throw the ball away.
And if they want to get back into this game, those are not the plays that are going to help them, obviously, as checking in for the first time is going to be Emma Epperly. Kendall Blackburn is going to go back to the bench.
So now Katie Mayo getting ready to inbound the ball right in front of the timeskeeper.
Also checking in for the first time,
Connor Atkinson also checks into the game for Megan Shelton. Tyra Peck will now check out as well for Kendra Levings. And the ball was deflected by King on the inbound. Will go out of bounds. So we will do it again. So Katie Mayo inbounds it to Madison Coyer. Coyer starts to drive up, crosses the half-court line. 2:30 left here in the ball game. OC up by 15. Coyer tries to put up a jumper, no good on the shot, and then a reach-in call on Madison Coyer. So now, number 43, Cathcart, to inbound the basketball to King. Over to Diaz. Diaz out to Jackson. Jackson with another three from behind the arc. Gets it back to within 12. 2 minutes left. Katie Mayo gets the ball from Madison Coyer. She then gives it to Emma Epperly. Her shot is then blocked. And now Midwestern State on the fast break. Back to Jackson, now to King. King with the three-point attempt. No good on the shot. Gonna be last touched by Midwestern State. As Katie Mayo just threw that back in off of number 14, Diaz. So now Madison Coyer brings it up the floor. Bounce pass to Emma Epperly, and her shot is blocked from behind, but they're gonna say a foul. That is going to send Emma Epperly to the free throw line. Epperly makes the first attempt at the free throw line, gets it back up to 13 points for OC. Her second attempt now. Nothing but net on that shot. Back up to 14 with a minute 30 left. Dished out to Diaz. Diaz lays it up, generates the foul, so Diaz is now going to go to the free throw line to shoot two.
And so now, 14-point game with just under a minute and a half left, excuse me. Doesn't really look promising for a comeback here.
As Diaz makes the first attempt, gets it back to within 13. Still has one more attempt at the free throw line. As Diaz misses that attempt, goes off of Connor Atkinson, it looked like. And they're going to say Midwestern State basketball. So now King with the inbound to number 14, Diaz, who puts up a shot from behind the arc, no good. And now Katie Mayo has the ball passed up the floor to Connor Atkinson. Back to Madison Coyer, who's just going to hold on to the ball to waste clock. She drives in, lays it up now. No good on the shot. Offensive rebound OC from Katie Mayo, who then gives it to Epperly. Her shot is blocked and will go out of bounds. So now, as we are in the final minute of play, OC up by 13. With the ball down at their own end. Madison Coyer to inbound, gives it to Kendra Levings. Levings along the baseline, dishes it back out to the top of the arc. Now to Epperly. Epperly lays it up on the left side of the glass and gets that bucket to go. Now Jackson with another three. No good. Rebounded by Levings. Levings just going to bring it up the floor. Hand it off to Madison Coyer. It looks like they're just going to let the clock slowly tick down. Madison Coyer just holding on to it with 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Finally starts to drive in. Bounce pass to Katie Mayo. Her shot is good. And with that, Oklahoma Christian will walk away with a win here tonight. Because then Epperly makes a nice block, but they're going to say a foul on the block attempt. And that is going to send number 3, Wingfield, to the free throw line. And Wingfield Misses the first attempt at the free throw line. Still has one more attempt. Wingfield makes that attempt at the line. Quick inbound. 10 seconds left. Bounce pass, Connor Atkinson has it and just holds on to it. And the buzzer is gonna sound. Oklahoma Christian Lady Eagles are gonna come away with the 89-73 point win over Midwestern State University. When we come back, we'll have Elijah Johnson in the studio right after this.
1 in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother, you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Staring contest.
You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
Mm-hmm. With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Good evening and welcome back to the Eagles Nest. My name is Will Hadley. Alongside me is the winning coach for tonight, Coach Finley. Coach, congratulations on a great Lone Star Conference win.
Thank you.
One thing we talked about before the cameras turned on was that this Lady Eagles team isn't really known for perimeter shooting.
Yeah.
And tonight they came out and shot 11 of 17. Kendra Levings putting up 4 of 5. So was that really anything you expected for them to come out and shoot the way they did?
Well, we haven't been doing that this year, so I guess no, it's not expected. But we have days in practice where we shoot that way. So, yes, I believe we can do it. It seems like all year we've just not all been doing it on the same night. Tonight, everybody was hitting a little bit.
Well, tonight we really stopped them, really outscored them in every category. And assists, we talked about that a lot, of how much this team shares the ball with each other. 25 assists is a pretty great number.
Yeah, and we had a few too many turnovers. We'll go ahead and throw that out there, or we've had more points. But the 25 assists, the girls are looking for each other, especially when they went to a zone for a little while. I thought we moved the ball around pretty well, looking for the open shooter. And tonight we were hitting those three-pointers, which gave us a lot more assists than we've been getting probably, because we were knocking down the three.
And so I've noticed that throughout these last few games, the offense has kind of started to amp it up a little bit as opposed to what it was in the beginning of the season. Do you think that's a product of the good defense or more of a getting comfortable with the system on offense?
Well, I think it's probably a matter mostly of getting comfortable with each other. And, you know, obviously you want to get better as the year goes on, but it was really, I think, an adjustment for us figuring out how to play without Addie out there. And so I think as much as anything, we're starting to maybe learn that and learn where to look for each other and where your teammates shoot good from and getting them the ball in their spot and things like that.
Well, Coach, your next game is on Saturday against Cameron. What do you have to expect from them?
Well, similar to this, they like to press some. They're good at driving the ball, but they have some very good three-point shooters. Tonight, Midwestern was kind of off on their three-pointers. Cameron's got some good three-point shooters, so that'll give our zone a little bit of trouble. We're going to have to be on our toes getting back and forth to cover shooters.
Well, Coach, congratulations on an awesome Lone Star Conference win.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this break with your player of the game, Megan Shelton.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Good evening and welcome back to the Eagles Nest. I'm Will Hadley. Alongside me is the player of the game, Megan Shelton. Megan, congratulations on an awesome game.
Thank you.
Well, tonight you came out and scored 16 points. I know for you as a player, you're really known from Eagle fans for your defense and for your perimeter defense. So what was it like coming out and having things open up for you on the floor?
I think that was really just everyone working together, honestly. A lot of shots were falling. They were hitting the open player, and we just really worked together tonight really well.
And so 25 assists tonight, which is a pretty awesome number. You guys were just kind of finding each other open everywhere. And what do you kind of have to say about how this team has worked together?
I think as the year's gone, we've gotten a lot better at reading each other and knowing where we're going to go. And I mean, we hit the shots today, so we got those assists, and we found the open player, so it was just really good teamwork tonight.
Yeah, especially considering you're probably the fourth or fifth player to have a player of the game interview this year, so that's been awesome getting to see you guys grow together as a team and more people getting looks opened up for them. So your next game is on Saturday against Cameron. I talked to Coach Finley a little bit about the game. What do you feel about this game coming up?
I think we need to bring the same energy we had tonight and play confident for sure, and I think it'll be a good game.
Well, congratulations on a great game and, more importantly, a Lone Star Conference win.
Thank you.
So I'm Will Hadley. This is Megan Shelton, the player of the game, and we'll be right back after this break with post-game with Zach.
Better than anyone, the best place to explore is the forest.
Boots! She knows this monkey? Of course, she knows this monkey.
Experience nature.
Let's go.
Connect with family.
I love you guys.
And find your own adventure in a forest or park near you.
Let's do this. Come on, Boots.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
Welcome back to the Eagles Nest. Oklahoma Christian coming away with the 89-73 win over Midwestern State University and improving Oklahoma Christian's record to 6-10 on the regular season and 500 in conference play. Lady Eagles were doing very well from behind the arc tonight, Will, as they shot 11 of 17%. Why was that?
I think that they just kind of found each other open. They kind of knew where they were going to be before they really looked up and saw their teammates. So I think that chemistry plays a big role in that, and I expect to see the shooting numbers go up as the season goes because they're going to find more open looks. They're going to find each other in those spots that they know that their teammates can shoot in.
Well, you talk about finding the open looks. They were shooting a good 56% from the field the entire game tonight, which they are normally not above 50% shooting from the field in the regular season so far.
Yeah, and they shot 56%, which are good numbers. And not to mention, they're 64% from beyond the arc. And so three-pointers are not something that this team is known for. So them being able to come out and shoot 64% like they did has been awesome.
What was the main reason for Midwestern State not being so well offensively?
I think that a big reason was turnovers. While they had 14 compared to Oklahoma Christian's, while they had 22 compared to Oklahoma Christian's 21, both teams had a lot of turnovers, but I mean, at the end of the day, turnovers aren't going to help you regardless, and when you're not being able to put the ball in the basket either, that's not going to help.
Well, that's going to do it for us here for the girls' game. Let's send it back to Elijah in the studio. Elijah.
Echo, welcome to the post-game report for your Lady Eagles today. We just got done defeating the Midwestern State University Mustangs 73-89, and this game was an absolutely perfect game for us, to say the least. We shot well, we played good defense, we rebounded, we did everything we needed to do, the little things, the big things, whatever we needed had to happen to win. We did it, and the ladies won. So we shot 56.4% from the field and amazingly shot 64.7% from the three-point line, bearing 11 out of 17 from three, while only holding Midwestern State to 6 of 25 from three, only making them shoot 24% from three. And with the defensive rebounding, which was a struggle for last game, we completely rebounded this game and won 19 of 30 in that battle for defensive rebounds, and it was even better with deep rebounds overall. And we shot 88.9% from the free throw line, and our zone defense just kept Midwestern State on their toes, and they was not able to get a rhythm, no type of flow. Couldn't bury any types of shots, couldn't stop our offense from scoring. So it was just an amazing game for our Lady Eagles. Megan Shelton was our top scorer with 16 points, as well as Kendall Blackburn, who also had 16 points. So it was just a really good team effort, and no one person was left out of the scoring column. So whoever played, scored, and whoever scored, played. It was just an amazing game for our Lady Eagles. This is the type of game we like to see, and hopefully they can continue this momentum and bring it forth throughout the rest of the season so we can finish strong. Now on to the pregame for your men's team. They went on the road last week and lost both the games, with their last game going against A&M Commerce, losing that 69-82. So it was just a disappointing week last week, and it's been an up and down season for us. But one highlight from the season is Deidre Palmer, who has been absolutely killing it. But will one person be enough to help us win multiple games and go into the playoffs and whatnot and be able to be champions? Hopefully we'll be able to have more of a team effort around, and Adrian Palmer, Aubrey Johnson, Will Linhart, all these guys can step up and we can win multiple games. So right now we're on a 2-game skid. Hopefully tonight against Midwestern State we'll be able to stop it. And Midwestern State also lost the last games, but can OC take advantage of them being down and just get this W so we can get back on track to improving our record and having a strong closing to the season. That was I'm Elijah Johnson. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in with me in the studio, and we'll be right back with the men's game.
A strong tradition of academic excellence, a commitment to community, and a rich history of athletic success, the Lone Star Conference has long been known as a leader in intercollegiate athletics. Now with 19 institutions that embody the best in college sports, the Lone Star Conference is the largest and most dynamic conference in NCAA Division II. 19 members strong, 19 members proud. This is the new Lone Star Conference.